guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a hot topic that everyone's been asking me about. We're going to be talking about whether or not I'm selling this WRX to buy the 2022 Subaru WRX STI, even though it hasn't been fully unveiled. In today's video, I'm going to answer that question for you guys, and I think some of you guys are going to be shocked with my answer. And before we get too far into the video, and before we roll the intro for the channel, which is basically just B-roll footage of what I drive right now, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more modification content about my Subaru WRX, if you want to see more content about WRXs, STIs, Subarus, and basically all modified cars. Let's go ahead and roll the intro, which is just beauty shots of what I'm driving right now, a 2016 Pro-Tuned Subaru WRX. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. We're off for a nice little drive on this rainy, snowy day, because what better to do than to film what this channel started from, which was GoPro videos driving my WRX. I love filming these, and they are some of the best videos to film when it's raining out. It's a little bit dark now that I've got the tinted windows, but let's start talking about this topic. So, the 2022 Subaru WRX and STI, where the new generation is going to hit the market and become available to people like me. Am I going to buy one? Am I going to sell this to buy one? That's the real question, because people know that I'm interested, and I can tell you right now, I'm probably going to do it. Oh, well, hold on. I'm probably going to buy the next generation Subaru WRX or STI, and maybe I shouldn't beat around the bush. Yes, my plans are to buy the 2022 Subaru WRX STI. I want to pre-order one the second I am able to do it and spec it out to exactly what I want it to be, so I can bring you guys, well, so that I can be one of the first to bring you guys brand new STI content with the new generation. I want to be the test case for parts. I want to do all that for you guys. So I'm excited to buy it. I'm excited to make content around it. That's going to be the new step for this channel, and I couldn't be more excited. Now, a lot of you guys are worried that I'm going to sell this 2016 Subaru WRX, and guys, I am probably going to disappoint some of you guys. I do plan on selling this 2016 Subaru WRX, but here's the deal, and I know that I've gotten kind of straight to it, and I need to spend basically the rest of the video to explain why. I'm not going to sell it to buy the STI, honestly. I'm going to sell it just to get a newer year WRX. So here's the deal. One of my big concerns always with cars is trying to maintain the most amount of value in the car as possible. There are also little things about this car that I want to improve, but regardless, as the new generation comes out, this generation is going to take a hike in price, meaning a hike down. So I guess it's going to descend in price a little bit. The value of my car is going to decrease, and because I have a 2016, it's one of the earlier model years of this generation. So my concern is the 2016 is going to take more of a hit than, let's say, potentially a 2020 or a 2021. So that's my first thought. So if you guys don't understand yet, I'm going to be selling this car to buy a newer year generation WRX. So I'm going to stay with this generation. I'm just going to look for probably a 2019 through 2021 when the time comes, just so I can continue holding a little bit of value, and I can sell this car when this car is still keeping some of its value and it's not necessarily undervalued. Oh, there was an Evo and he had to rip it, but let's accelerate here, because it's... Whoa. This car is fast. Hang on, I gotta slow down. So if you don't follow the channel, this is a Pro-Tuned Subaru WRX, and it's fast. I mean, that was fast. That was a very quick 60. So I had to do it because the Evo flexed as it passed me. I needed to know that I did the same, and I'm sure he could hear me because his windows were open, and this car is loud. So look, before you think I'm a sellout, because I usually preach you should buy a base, you should buy the cheapest WRX of this generation you can, and you should spend all your money on modifications. So look, I've owned this car for over 2 years now. That's crazy to say. It's been Pro-Tuned for over a year, almost 16 months. And there are certain things that I'm ready to be able to have on my car, to be honest with you guys. There are modifications that I could do that would maybe fix these problems, but I actually think it would be cheaper to just have them done by the factory and they'd look nicer. So let me tell you what I mean. I freaking love the Sport Package WRX, to be honest, and I also like the Limited. Some of the things that I miss that I could try to do on my own, but I just wouldn't get value out of the car, are things like my automatic lights, the auto dimming mirror. I loved the headlights that had the turn capabilities. Power seats. That's less important to me, honestly, but you know what is important to me? Recaros, the Harman Kardon sound system. These are all kind of creature comforts that I'm starting to realize that I really miss. I think one of the biggest ones actually is the system, the winter package that you can get that actually heats the front windshield to defrost your wiper blades. I've got to say, living in the Boston area, I really miss that feature. It's a big loss for me. So I've got a three-pronged plan. Let's talk like a pyramid scheme. I'm focusing on making sure I don't lose the most amount. I'm making sure I minimize my losses in value of this car by going to a newer year. Some of you guys are gonna say, wait, but you're gonna lose just as much with the newer year. Well, if you follow the Subaru market and how these cars hold value, I'm not gonna lose as much as you think. I'm actually, if you can believe it, after 2 years of driving and about 20,000 miles on this car, I'm still positive. I purchased this car for less than what I could sell it for right now. So I'm a hustler. So all you naysayers, internalize that for a second. I would plan on doing the same thing. I'd find a distressed buyer, I'd find little problems with the car that I know that I can fix, and I'd capitalize from there. That's just generally how I buy cars. The next step is I want to make sure the new WRX has everything that I'm looking for in the car, because a lot of these little things are kind of important to me. I really like the Brembo brakes. And lastly, the third prong, the most important prong, I want to get a fully spec'd out 2022 Subaru WRX STI and be one of the first content creators that gets to do it. That being said, guys, there are also other cars that I'm planning and working on getting, so being able to liquidate this car at the right time is going to be really important, because with the newer cars that I plan on getting, I'm not going to be paying cash, because I usually pay cash for all my cars, but I'm looking at R35 GTRs and potentially a 2021 Supra. I'm sure you guys can understand, I'm not going to dole out cash for that kind of car. It just doesn't make financial sense. If you guys are wondering why it doesn't make financial sense, let me know and I'll make a video about, you know, why you shouldn't, when you're buying a more expensive car, pay for it cash, because cash makes you money if you invest it correctly, and having it sitting in a depreciating asset doesn't. And you can usually get on bigger loans like that really good APRs, and that those APRs are actually lower than what you'll get out of the invested money if you don't put it in the car. But this is a different discussion. So this isn't a terribly long video. I just wanted to tell you guys what the plan is, because it's been like one of the most commonly asked things, and I love that experience. I just passed two kids that were walking, and I was probably like 150 feet away from them, and they literally stopped, turned, and both stared at my car. And I think, you know, it's a couple prong approach. My car is fairly loud, but it's a looker. It's a looker. Once you catch your eyes with it, you're stuck. So before I end the video, the one thing that I did want to ask you guys, because everyone's been kind of asking me what I plan on doing, everybody's been saying I should actually get the 2022 Subaru WRX, because they look at my channel as the kind of WRX hub, and they look at it as if, like, you know, that's the content that I provide. So my question to you guys is, do I get the Subaru WRX and not the STI so I can make content about the WRX, or do I do the STI? I think I personally want the STI, but I also respect that if you guys want to see the WRX content, maybe that's just what you got to do. Maybe that's just what I got to do. So I want you guys to let me know what your thinking is there. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'm open to it. It's not ideal, but if enough of you guys think that that's what you want to see more than the STI, I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. So let me know in the comment section below, because it's like, it's almost more of you guys want to see me get a WRX and not an STI. And every time I say, oh, I'm going to go get an STI, you kind of always are like, maybe you should build a WRX even further instead. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you for being part of this video. I know that these videos are kind of like updates and they're not as structured, so I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Stay safe.